Alright, hey there everybody, I'm making this one video. Has to do with the models and stuff I build. Now, it's not gonna have anything to do with the characters that already have, that already been turned into morphs. I'm gonna be making it have to do with characters that are not morphs yet. So, non-morph characters. Like with these ones, for instance, lots of people were quite, they were quite impressed when they saw how these characters looked. They were asking when I can turn these into morphs, and I'm like, well, I don't do the morph parts. I got this friend who helps to do that. On Roblox, this character is called Fredbear Fazzy. Anyway, so yeah, he helps me make these guys into morphs. But of course, not all my characters are morphs yet. So yeah, some of the characters are still waiting. Like these ones, for instance. And yes, you probably noticed why I can't click them. Well, that's because I put them on lock mode. I locked them. Figured that's a way to prevent theft. Somebody from stealing my models. Just in case of somebody who pretends to be a friend of mine, and I let them on here. It's just in case if they try to steal a model, they won't be able to without me unlocking it. I actually figured that out as a way of business, I guess you can say. It's like if somebody wants to borrow one of these models for their game, well, except for my friend anyways, he's the one who helps me animate them. It's like, if somebody helps me animate a character, some animator, if they help me animate these characters, then it's kind of like a freebie for them. But anyone else that can't animate them, but they want them, but anyone else who can't turn them into a morph, but they want it for their game, then they have to pay to get it. And I'm not talking robux here. I meant actual cash. Now wait, before you guys try turning off the video, if you're watching it. Now the reason why I expect that is because, it's like I put a whole lot of time into making these models. Each and every day, well, only on occasion, I would take like a 1-day break and then I would get right back to work. It's kind of funny, working throughout like an entire week building lots of models. Like, some models I can build in just 2 days. Well, actually not 2 days, I meant to say that I can build some models like 2 in 1 day, but a majority of them takes a day all to each model itself. And so, basically it means I'm like sitting on my chair like almost all day making these models for you guys. And now people are requesting me to make more models. But of course, when I start building those extra models, I'm going to expect a payment for that. The payment first, and then I'll build it. Because, I know I can't, seems like to me I just can't resist building models. Because, I like building them. Because, if I didn't like it, then why would I go building all this? Alright, look, there's all of those, and then those brand new ones right over there. Yeah, it's like, clearly I can't resist building them. Some of my friends on Roblox get kind of annoyed by that because I tend to spend more time building models than I do, hanging out with friends. But anyway, so, like I was saying, if anybody wants to come into my character studio to come and check out these models, they can. Because, I'll leave one spot open on my friend list. That spot will only be used for business. And that means that person can, just any random person can take that spot. They can come look at the models that they want to, but they cannot take any without me unlocking it. And if they want to take one that they selected, they have to, they have to pay first. Then I'll unlock it, let them take a copy, and then lock it right back up, after they get a copy. Like, oh well, if they're probably gonna go make copies of it and start giving it out free, but it's like, more than likely I'm not gonna make it go as a low price if that's how they're gonna be. I know more than likely they aren't gonna reveal it to me if they're doing that, so that's why I assumed that it's gonna stay that way either way. It's not gonna be a low price. Because, man, it's like I said, it's like I put a whole lot of time into making the models, and it's like I even get really stressed making them. I get a lot of stress making those models. I spend like an entire day making them. Like building as quick as I can, but at the same time making sure I get as many details as accurate as possible. Like, for instance, with the new character, I was like trying really hard to make it really accurate detail. Well, not like intense accuracy, but like good enough that people can still play as the character without it looking funny. Anyways, so yeah, I guess you guys can tell me what you think of that. And then, yes, I know people are gonna dislike it either way, but I don't care. It's like, the reason why I have to start making money off doing that, the reason why I have to do that, because, well, I know you guys are probably gonna be like, well, why don't you just get a job, dude, or something like that. Well, you probably heard of some people who have problems with fluorescent lights, right? With me, if I'm in fluorescent lights for just a short time, like at least a couple hours, then I start having seizures. Start having funny problems with my movement. My pupils get smaller, like lots of weird stuff. Even one time I was under fluorescence for several hours, and I was like kind of close to passing out because of it. Like, that was an intense seizure. And then with me being outside in the cold air during the winter, and it's like, well, yeah, I know it's winter right now. Over here it gets pretty cold. If I'm outside for like 30 minutes in the cold, well, unless if I was in here, inside this car wash, and I was like getting boiling hot in here, because it gets boiling hot in here like all the time. So if I go outside for like 30 minutes, I'm still gonna be like really warm still. But if I go on a long walk somewhere, like a place further from here, and if I'm outside in like the cold air for like 30 minutes of that time, then I start having problems. So yeah, I start having problems from lots of things. But it seems the thing I'm actually really good at, like despite all that other stuff that would require me, all those other jobs that would require me either to be outside or inside under fluorescent lights, seems the one thing I'm actually really good at, well, I guess you guys can see, is the model making. Like all these guys right here. And then, like I said, can't click on them because I have them locked. So it's like a little thing you can look, but you can't touch. So, yep. So, anyone who wants to come and check out these models, they can come check them out. But well, unless if it's one of my friends helping me develop. If it's a developer, they can just come and check it out at any time and like whatever. But if it's a random Roblox player and if they want it for their game, then they're gonna have to actually pay to get it first. Because if they don't pay, then all they can do is just look at it. So, alright, that'll be the end of this video. And yeah, just leave a comment if you guys would. Tell me what you think of it.